Hey guys, what's up, Shania? What you guys been up to? Speaking of release dates, we got the release date for the Owl House, October 15th. I saw something about that on Twitter. But I think Netflix is about to come out with like a whole bunch of release dates. I think they said on the 24th or something like that. Like a bunch of people are thinking. Hold on, let me see. Let me see if I can easily find it or if I'm going to have to go digging for it. I'm trying to think of what people were thinking that Shadow and Bone was one. Shadow and Bone was one of them that people think that we're gonna get a release date for. I'm thinking maybe Young Royals. Like, because pretty much there's a couple of shows that like should be coming out soon. I'm hoping that Ginny and Georgia is gonna be a part of it. I'm thinking. I'm wondering if they might say something about like picking up a new show or something. I don't know. But Ginny and Georgia, Young Royals, Outer Banks is another one that people were thinking that we were going to get a release date for. Warrior Nun, it says winter, so maybe we'll get an exact release date for that. And Shadow and Bone. And maybe Wednesday. Can we talk about the Imperfects? I don't know what you mean, what that is. Oh yeah, I haven't seen that. I'm going on my first, and it's with a girl. I like boys too, but recently I'm starting to think girls are better. What? I'm going on my first, and it's with a girl. I like boys too, but recently I'm starting to think girls are better. Oh, like your first date? For a minute, I was like, what are we talking about? Good luck. Your first date? Yeah, I figured. It just took me a minute to catch on. Wednesday got pushed back and won't make Halloween. Well, no, I know. Wednesday said like they were talking about like later. Like I didn't think it was probably gonna come out like October-ish. But I mean, I guess it still could because it's still a month and a half away, but we don't have like an exact start date, an exact release date. So that might be a part of the announcement. And I have not been feeling that much better. I've been feeling a little bit better, like a smidge bit better. But still wonky. I did take my last injection this morning, though, and I'm super happy about it, and I'm hoping that I'll start to feel better within the next couple of days. Paper Girls got canceled? I know, don't remind me. I had a feeling it was going to get canceled. Because for some reason, Amazon Prime. And then people are talking about A League of Their Own coming up next. I could see that one being canceled too. And like, I don't want it to be canceled, but like, if it hasn't gotten a release date yet, like, it's not really good news. I just wish another streaming service would like pick up all of these cancellations. But I know that it probably wouldn't be a good thing on like that streaming service. But it happens sometimes, you know? There's a couple of shows out there that have been canceled even more than once and then been re-picked up. Either by the same network or a different one. But I'm hoping we do get exact start date. I keep saying start dates, release dates for these things, these shows. Are you looking forward to anything? Like show-wise? I mean, Ginny and George is a big one that I'm looking forward to. Warrior Nun is another one that I'm looking forward to. I want to watch Wednesday, and I will watch Wednesday. I just don't know if I'm going to react to it or not. But I'm excited for that one. It seems like a curse that almost any new show doesn't make it past its first season. There's a lot of competition now. Hey, Lucy. There's just a lot of competition, and it's really, it's tough. It's tough competition. So, unless you can compare to like some of these bigger shows, you know, it's going to be hard. And don't judge me for just eating marshmallows right now because I can't really stomach hardly anything. So, food that I can stomach, that's not a liquid form. Munching on it. Yeah, Paper Girls got canceled, but the company Legendary are shopping the series around. Oh, and hello there. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I didn't know that they were shopping around for another network. How are you? I've been better. Are they crunchy marshmallows or soft? Soft? What's a crunchy marshmallow? I love marshmallows. Marshmallows are like one of my favorite, like all-time favorite sweet thing. I make my own, like I make homemade. I make my own homemade marshmallows, and they're the best thing ever. But I contemplated the other day, because I have been craving marshmallows. I contemplated the other day maybe thinking about making them, but I was like, I really don't feel good, so that's a no. And then I ended up just buying a bag of marshmallows. You're making me crave marshmallows now? I'm sorry. Lucky Charms marshmallows or Swiss Miss are crunchy. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, but those are like what, like freeze-dried marshmallows, pretty much. I mean, those are good too, but these are like just mini marshmallows. I did ask you yesterday, but you said, no, I'm not going to answer Lucy today. I kid, I love you. I'm sorry. I saw it, and then but I was multitasking. And then in my brain, I think I respond to people, but I'm sorry if I didn't. I probably didn't. And like I said, I have not been feeling that well. I'm either in this chair or in bed. And like a lot of times I'm just chilling in bed because I can't sit up for a long period of time. That and these lights that are on me, or I get a lot of hot flashes. And so the lights really don't help. There was one day when I did manage to record 2 episodes in one day. It was like Sunday. I recorded 2 episodes of something, and I wanted to record a third, but then I was like, oh God, no. Like, by the second episode, like, I'm like hunched over, and I'm like, I could do this, because it was like a short episode too. It was like 20 minutes or something, and I'm like, I can do it, and I'm like, but I'm like wiggling and stuff, and you can tell I'm uncomfortable, and I'm like, no, I can't do another one. So far I'm okay. Like, the more and more that days go on, it's I either have good days or not so good days, and so sometimes I can sit in a chair for a little bit longer period of time, which is like maybe 2 hours max. That's as long as I've been able to sit here. But a lot of times it's like 30-minute intervals. It's okay, I forgive you this time. Okay, thank you. Have you watched Sandman yet on Netflix? I have. Sorry, I keep having these weird hiccups. I've only watched the first episode, and I didn't really care for it that much. I don't know. I'll try to give it another shot, but with me not feeling the greatest, even with me not feeling good, laying in bed, I don't even want to watch TV, and I'm like, oh God, it sucks. I hate that feeling. How is the pregs going? I have a little bit of a belly. I have a little bit of one. It'll be 10 weeks tomorrow. I have an itty bitty belly. But that's pretty much it, other than the sickness stuff. I feel like if I tried to show you my belly, like, it probably wouldn't even look like anything. Like, I know that I have a belly because it's like, I have a small stomach. I'm very curvy, and I have a small stomach. And so the fact that I have a stomach right now, I'm like, oh yeah, okay. That and I don't eat anything, so right now. I don't eat anything right now, so it's not tubs. It's definitely a little bit of a belly. I noticed it really yesterday because I was getting ready for bed, and I was brushing my teeth. And I just sleep in like right now, because my boobs hurt all the freaking time. I have to sleep with with my sports bra on. Normally I don't really sleep with like anything on, but like I have to wear a sports bra because my boobs hurt. And so anyway, I was getting ready for bed, and then because I was brushing my teeth, and so I was standing in the mirror, and I was like, I have a belly. Like, I can feel it too, like, but I don't know. It almost felt like I was almost bloated, but then I'm like, no, that's different. So, you know, I have a little bit of a belly. Hello, what's going on? Nothing much. Talking about seeing what release dates we think Netflix is gonna come out with soon. and pregnancy stuff. You know what's funny though? Is I did make this comment in the Cobra Kai episode that came out today. But everything that I'm watching for some reason has a pregnant woman in it. And I'm like, I've never noticed it before, I guess because like I wasn't pregnant, but like there's a pregnant woman in Cobra Kai, there's a pregnant woman in A League of Their Own. There's what else? What have I been watching lately that has a pregnant woman in it? Pretty Little Liars. That might be it. Well, The Umbrella Academy, but that was like a couple months back. Technically has a pregnant woman in it. But yeah, all of these shows recently like have pregnant women. I was like, what the F? Have you had any appointments or scans yet, or are you not there yet? I don't remember when those things start. Well, I've always had doctor's appointments because we went through fertility, the fertility clinic. I have two, actually. I have two ultrasound photos. Which one, this isn't anything. This is just day of, like, insemination. So there's nothing there. There's, like, this little, that little white spot right there is where they inserted the embryo. But this is what we got a couple weeks ago. So you can see, like, this is the heartbeat. And right there is the baby. And then you can see it a little bit better right there. So right there is a baby. This was not quite 7 weeks pregnant there. I'm supposed to have another appointment this week, and the doctor never did call me, so I called him, and then they were like, oh, he doesn't even have another availability for the next month, so let me give you a call back, because we're gonna obviously have to have you come in. And I was like, yeah. Can't just wait a whole nother month. It's supposed to be the last appointment with the fertility clinic, and then I go to the gyno for the rest of the appointments. Has Sandman been renewed for a season 2? I don't know. Let's look it up, shall we? I think so. Has made it clear that in order for Netflix to commission a second season for the show, fans will need to watch and rewatch every episode, in addition to recommending to friends and family as they can. Oh, maybe not. The creators are expecting a second season, but I don't know if Netflix is... I don't think they've announced it yet. No, they haven't. Netflix is yet to announce officially whether Sandman will return for a second season. There you go. At least most of your pregnancy will be in the winter. A summer pregnancy probably sucks so bad. I've heard that. I have heard that. And I want to say my mom with all of her pregnancies. Yeah, because we're all like, our months are, like my sister is December, I'm February, my brother's is March. So we're all kind of like right there. But, so my mom's like, I've never had a summer pregnancy, you don't want to have one, or like, you don't want to be pregnant during the summertime, like big pregnant. Let's see, I know that my aunt was pregnant at least once during the summertime. I can't remember if my other aunt was. I can't remember when my cousins' birthdays are. I have a bunch of cousins, so probably one of them was pregnant during the summertime. But I know I am happy that I'm not going to be like massively pregnant during the summertime because the due date is April 13th. So it's going to be a spring baby. I don't get how The Sandman has ranked higher than Stranger Things, but it still hasn't been renewed yet. Ranking on what? What have they ranked higher? Like, what site says that? I don't think that's right. Not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying I think that site is wrong or something. Because I need to start the new Pretty Little Liars. Surprised I haven't yet considered Pretty Little Liars. It was my all-time favorite show through my teens until it ended. It's different. It's good. It's just different. And that's been renewed for a second season. Any shows we're looking forward to? I mean, like I said, I'm looking forward to Ginny and Georgia, Warrior Nun. Those are the two big ones that I'm really looking forward to personally. And Wednesday. But like I said, I'm not sure if I'm going to react to that or not. But I am looking forward to it. Wait for 2 years. I'm always saying to be patient and keep watching. So you'll watch it a million times. Just for them to cancel it regardless. Still salty about Julie and the Phantoms. Can you tell? I know. I was surprised about Julie and the Phantoms. Julie and the Phantoms, Teenage Bounty Hunters. I could kind of see the Wilds a little bit being canceled. I still think it sucks that it was canceled. Don't get me wrong. But, like, I can kind of see it. But some that I'm completely shocked of is, like, First Kill, Teenage Bounty Hunters, Julie and the Phantoms. I think those three are like the biggest ones that I was surprised that they got canceled. And like, what is it? Heartstopper got automatically renewed for like 2 additional seasons. Like how? And I'm sorry, I love Heartstopper, love it. But how does Heartstopper get 2 additional seasons, but yet First Kill doesn't get, like, a renewed for a second season? Like, it's crazy. My mom had my brother in July, and she said it was the worst. I heard it was rough. I heard it was rough to be pregnant during the summertime. I followed some people on, or not, like, followed, but subscribed to some people on YouTube who were pregnant. I'm not subscribed to them anymore because they ended up annoying this shit out of me. I was pretty much only subscribed to them because I'm like, because I'm pregnant. So I kind of like wanted to see like how they were or whatever. Like I wanted to follow their pregnancy. But then once they had the baby, then I unsubscribed. I feel shitty for saying that. But like their type of content is not up my alley or whatever at all. It's just not my thing. But I liked to follow them whenever they were pregnant or whatever, so. April 13th is a pretty date. I think so. It's an Aries. I think. Yep, Aries. I thought so. I was like, I think we talked about it. But yeah, it's Aries. Anna wanted a Gemini since she's a Gemini, but I was like, oh Lord, I don't know if I can handle another Gemini. I love my Gemini, but one will do. One will do. I think that Yellow Jackets started filming. Did they really? I love Yellow Jackets. Yellow Jackets is another great one. What date in September does Warrior Nuns return? I don't think it's September. We don't have a specific release date yet. It's like if you look it up, it says winter. So I'm hoping that we will know soon. I'm hoping that it's gonna be on the list of like Netflix's announcement that they're gonna come out. I think, like I said, I want to say it was like the 24th or something. Hey, Ohio stud. First Kill canceled? No. I'm mostly shocked and disappointed because of how hard the fan base went to get it renewed and show there was a huge urge for it and want it to be renewed just for Netflix to ignore. And yeah, no. There's gotta be like something to it, like why they cancel them, because they don't just cancel them just because, like, I don't know if they just don't perform like they think they do, but they perform really well. I know that with some of them, I think they're the fan base, like the um, what did I call it? I think I called it fan base, but like it's not diverse enough. I think whenever they market these shows, and I know that First Kill, like the creator was pissed because they marketed the show to basically only lesbians, right? Because like when you look at First Kill posters and like release stuff or whatever, they only had uh um Sarah and Imani in the photo, like where they were about to like kiss or where they did kiss, or like super kind of like sexual stuff. And so they really only advertised for that type of fan base. And so when Netflix, I think one of the reasons why Netflix probably canceled it was because their fan base wasn't diverse enough. Like they're not getting, like they're only getting a certain set of males. They're getting only lesbians and not like maybe other females, or you know, like they're not getting a diverse fan base. They were pretty, like it was probably pretty close to just like lesbians or gay women or like LGBTQ fan base. Yeah, it's been shown on multiple sites that The Sandman has overthrown Stranger Things at ranking up 1.4 billion minutes watched. Okay. Mm. That could be it. I don't know. I didn't care for it that much. So I'm a little bit shocked by that. I'm not saying like whatever I watch is going to be the most watched, but act like they didn't have the views. No, the thing with that is it did have the views. It did have the views, and even like Netflix, like it was one of Netflix's biggest shows when it came out. I think because they can't, they have to be careful with what they say, and I feel like what they ended up saying was, oh, we didn't get the views that we wanted. No, they got the views that they wanted, as in numbers wise. They didn't get the views that they wanted, as in like diversification. That's what I think. I could be completely wrong, and you know, I don't know. That's my opinion. In my opinion, especially for First Kill, and more than likely Teenage Bounty Hunters, so that's probably what happened. And Julie and the Phantoms, really, because I only watched Julie and the Phantoms because so many people requested that I watch it. I thought it was like a teenager, like high school type of thing, which, yeah, I mean, it kind of was, but like, oh my gosh, like it was so much different than I expected. So, you know, what's your sign? I'm an Aquarius. I'm an Aquarius. Anna's a Gemini. We go pretty well together. It's funny because like every time I looked up like if we ever looked up something like for our signs and if we were compatible, they were always like, yeah, because because Aquariuses are pretty laid back and Geminis are pretty not laid back, and so they kind of like balance each other out. Which with our experience, because I'm a true Aquarius, like to a T, and Anna is a true Gemini to a T. And so like it's funny how we are very similar to like what most like sites or whatever say that signs are like compatible with and whatever. Paper Girls, I kind of wasn't surprised, but still thought they'd get another. It took me forever to actually watch it though, and I only heard through Tumblr, really. Yeah, I mean, like I said, so I can kind of see like how Paper Girls didn't get renewed. I mean, like yes and no. I really liked it, but I can kind of see what the issues would be and like why they wouldn't renew it for another season. I think it deserves another season, but like I don't know. I see it. It says December, most likely. Yeah, well, wait, are you talking about Wednesday? I know it's, or Warrior Nun. Warrior Nun, I know that it was winter. I heard the other day that the new Willow series now has Christian Slater in it and Val Kilmer in the cast. I don't know that. Series. You prefer First Kill or Cobra Kai? Cobra Kai. I think I had to think about it for a minute, but I'm like, no, Cobra Kai. I really liked First Kill. You can't really compare the two, though, and that's where I think I had to think about it for a minute. You can't really compare the two. They're two completely different types of shows. Honestly. They're way too different. But I don't know. I think because, like, you have the nostalgia there with Cobra Kai, so lesbians or gay women, not the same thing at all. Well, it depends on, like, how you how you see yourself as. I know some women would rather say that they were gay rather than lesbians. Or, like, some women would rather say that they were queer, not lesbians. Or vice versa. Like, they would rather... Like, how I'm different. I call myself lesbian, gay. I don't think I've ever called myself queer, but... I don't know. I think majority of the time what I like is gay or lesbian is, like, whatever I like to be called. But, I don't know. It sounds like a teenage punk band. What does? Unfortunately, lesbian series have a lower amount of money to produce than male or straight romance series, which makes people not want to watch it so much and unfortunately get canceled. I think there's a lot of issues with when you're trying, you have to be careful what niche you go into, really, because, and it depends on how the show is created, because I think that some female derived queer shows or gay shows or, like, whatever you want to call it, if they're done right, like that type of niche, then it can take off. And that goes for any of the other niches as well, but, like, that niche is so hard to, like, have it be successful, which is a shame because, like, I mean, hello. Like, I'm gay. I'd watch the shit out of that shit, you know? But, like, it's hard. It's a hard niche to be successful in, especially if you're only looking at just that niche. But if you're looking at several other niches, if you try to broaden your horizons or your bandwidth, whatever if you try to do multiple niches, then you're going to have more of a chance of a success rate. But which is why the creators of First Kill were so pissed, because Netflix only advertised it pretty much as a lesbian series. So it made it very difficult for it already to be successful. But yeah, if you try to narrow your shot there, then it's hard. I think Cobra Kai needs gay characters. I would love it to have gay characters, don't get me wrong, but, like, I mean, Moon is bisexual. But that's, like, the only gay character, I believe, that we've seen. I would love a gay character, but, like, I don't know. Like, that's the thing. And that's why some of those shows are, like, more popular or get, like, another season, because they're not just gay. They're a whole bunch of other things. They got the drama there. They got well, with Cobra Kai, like I said, they have the nostalgia there, and they have the fan base from the 80s. Like, they have all that, you know? But So Cobra Kai is hard to compare to. But in the same instance, I think that would be a difficult thing, because a lot of times if you try to do a spin-off of something, you have to do it right, because if you don't, it can be a complete flop and fuck up like your fan base. And like if you don't do it right, there's plenty of spin-offs and like other things that just don't compare and they don't do it right to the original. But Cobra Kai was done right, so. Oh, I absolutely do prefer to say that I'm gay. I don't really know why. I just always have. I think it just depends on whatever you want to be called. I don't know. Like I said, I for my preference, for me, I like lesbian and gay. I could be called queer. I don't know. I don't call myself queer. I call myself gay and a lesbian. But I prefer to say gay. For some reason, lesbian makes me feel weird. I've been trying to break out of that, though. And yeah, like I said, it's totally your preference. I like the word lesbian because, I don't know, like, it's so, I feel like, specific. And whenever I came out, like, it felt so good because I came out, and whenever I came out, I was like, yeah, I'm a lesbian. When I came out, I was like, yeah, I'm a lesbian. You know, I didn't say, well, I came out as bi first, but okay, let's ignore that shit. And, but whenever I actually came out fully, it was like, I'm a lesbian. And I took so much pride with that term, I think. And so, but that's why I like lesbian. But I like gay too. That show you mentioned made me think of Josie and the Pussycats. Drawing a total blank now. Oh, Julie and the Phantoms. Yeah, it is kind of a it's a teenage band. That's the band name, is Julie and the Phantoms. Piper likes Tori. Piper likes Tori. I don't know who the hell is Piper. Am I missing something? I think one of the problems for lesbian series now is not simply the way it's marketed, but the complete lack of marketing. Hold on. I think one of the problems, I think I just read that, but didn't process it in my brain. I think one of the problems for lesbian series now is not simply the way it's marketed, but the complete lack of marketing. Oh yeah, completely agree. But I think that even with the marketing, especially with First Kill, it was only for lesbians. The lesbian story was the best part of First Kill. Yeah, but that's the only thing that they had going for them in the marketing aspect. So I can see why they did that for the marketing, because it was like a big thing. But that's all they did. When they could have done the moms like being badass with their weapons or something, you know, because the moms were a big part of it too. Or like, I don't know, just the parents in general. Like the parents were all good looking on both sides. Like, they could have had their fucking weapons out, and the vampires could have had their like teeth out, and like all their badassery, and like there's the show First Kill. Like, it's not just about the lesbian aspect. It was so much more than that. But the fact that it wasn't marketed towards anything else other than the lesbian part is what the issue was. How is your sister? Haven't seen her in chat in a while. She's good. She jumped in like 2 weeks ago, I think, for like a minute, because I think she came in, said something, and then jumped right back out. But she's good. She's just her and her girlfriend are like settling here, and I think like just trying to like find a job and do their own thing. So they're busy. I would love to see a girl-on-girl action in Cobra Kai with Cobra Kai strap-on dildo scene brought out by Tori. I'm surprised that Tori is not, like, I don't know, maybe, like, I'm surprised that Tori's not like bisexual or something. Just because like I could kind of see it from her, and I don't know why. I think because I've dated girls like Tori, and I think that's why I think that. I meant action scene. We ship the moms too. Oh yeah, I mean I ship the moms. Even the moms ship the moms. Like Elizabeth and oh shit, what's her name? Shit, I know her name in real life, but I can't think of it at the top of my head. They both did, but they both did. Do you know the web series Stupid Wife? This is a Brazilian lesbian web series, but there's English subtitles. Yes, I do know it. I've actually watched it. I'm caught up. I've watched it. I'm like waiting for the next episodes to come out. Some web series I really, really like, and then some I'm like, oh, this is shit. Like, I don't even, like, I don't like watching them, but like Carmilla was an excellent web series. It took me a little bit to get into Carmilla actually, because I think their acting wasn't the greatest in the first like season, but I like held on to it, and I'm so glad I did because I loved it. I think that they finally like got into their characters. I think for a minute like it was hard for them to kind of connect with their characters with that web series, but like once they did, you can kind of tell whenever they did too, because it just like it was so good. But yeah, I like Stupid Wife. I think it was so good. I think I even like, okay, my emotions are high anyway because I'm pregnant, but like I think I cried like on a couple of times when watching Stupid Wife. Piper's Moon's ex that joined Cobra Kai. Oh, that's right. Wait, don't tell me any spoilers because I've only ended up watching up to episode 4, so just in case. Don't tell me anything. It's taken me a long time to get through this season because I've been so sick. Tori slammed her, and Piper said, we should do this again sometime. Oh, I remember that. I do remember that from the last season. Tori said, don't get your hopes up. I can't remember if she's in season 5. That's right. I do remember her doing that because I'm pretty sure I was even like, oh, okay. My niece swears Tori secretly has a thing for Sam, hence the obsession. I could kind of see it. I just don't know if I could see Sam being a part of the LGBTQ community. She could be, but I don't get that vibe from Sam. I don't know. I could be wrong. My gaydar is like broken, but I just don't get the vibe. Stupid Wife is really good. It is really good. It's probably, other than Carmilla, probably one of my favorite ones. I've also seen this stripper, and I really like this stripper. That one's old. That one's an older one. That's not old. It's like 2 years old or something like that, but still. Robbie's mom on Cobra Kai is arguably the hottest woman in 2.5 Men history. Show goes to extremes to tone down her looks. I haven't seen 2.5 Men. I tried to watch it, but I don't really care for those types of shows. I don't know. I mean, I think she's pretty. I just don't think she's really my type. Or at least the character, like, I only see that character from Cobra Kai, so I'm like, No spoilers, I promise. Okay, cool. Your hair looks really pretty today. I say it all the time, but it do thank you. I recorded one episode, like, a couple days ago or something, and my hair was terrible that day. And, like, my cowlick was, like, funky, and I could not get it to, like, go down. It almost like my cowlick was like right there, and it like almost, like, I swear, I almost looked like I had a bald spot or something. But because normally my cowlick is like, I do have a cowlick, and it's like right, but it's like back here. It's like right there. I think most women have that. I could be wrong, but like, so it's right here, but because I've been laying in bed a lot, um, like it kind of the way that my hair formed, it like was right there, and it was terrible. I had like the worst hair day that day. If we could ever get more seasons of First Kill, how would you feel about Cal being a vampire? I think it would almost ruin the whole Romeo Juliet thing that they have going on. I don't know. I would prefer for her not to be one. But I mean, if they end up, like, if it ever came back and they end up deciding to make her one or whatever, then I'm like, cool, whatever. I'm not gonna be mad at it, but I would prefer for her not to be one, because it's kind of like their whole thing, you know. I always have weird hiccups. Do you guys always get like weird, like little hiccups sometimes? Like it's only like one. I get that a lot. And it's not just like while I've been pregnant. I've always kind of had that. And I'm like wondering if people think I'm like weird or something. Or like maybe I'm drunk all the time or whatever. I don't usually have like long, like continuous hiccups. I always just have like one every like, I don't know, every little bit or whatever, but then I don't know. I'm just trailing off. I wish there wasn't a long delay with the video, because it's now like I'm now talking about my cowlick. The delay is crazy. We always think you're weird, but that's why we get along. I know, I get that. I pride myself in being weird. Did you used to watch Legacies? Mm-hmm. And I reacted to it. Yeah, I reacted to Legacies. I liked it, but then sometimes it pissed me off. Legacies. Because I'm like, what the fuck is the creator trying to do? It's not so much the creator. I think I was getting mad at the writer, or the writers. More so than anything. So, some bits I was like mad at it, but for the most part, I love it. I think the only way I'd be intrigued by Cal being a vampire is if Cal and Juliet were still broken up and Juliet turned her out of spite. Yeah, but I don't think Juliet would ever do that, though. No, although it's not weird. We all have a thing. I also get weird hiccups sometimes, and they are short, and sometimes I have them for like 15 minutes long. Crazy is sane, and sane is crazy. I used to say this thing all the time. This saying that I made up, right? I made it up, and I was like 10, 12, something like that, around that age. But I was like, I used to say all the time because like my whole family would tell me I was weird, and I was like, yeah, okay, I'm weird. Yes, thank you. It's just because like I was different than like all my family or whatever. But anyway, so I would always say to normal people, no, wait. What is it? To weird people, normal people are the weird ones. Which is true. Because like, yeah, I'm weird, and I'll say it. I'm weird, and I love being weird, and I think being normal is weird. But that's normal for me. So I think normal people are the weird ones. Lesbian shows between women are terrible. That's why they are canceled. Watch straight series that are educational, like Cobra Kai. like I said, it's I went on a whole spiel earlier, but it's like it's just, you just got to do it right. You got to have the perfect combination of the creators and the writers and the acting and your niche, like the whole point in your marketing of what you're wanting your niches to be in. Like, it's a bunch of stuff. You're talking about Sam and Daniel being goody two shoes. Reminds me of one scene where Sam says that she thought that they were the good guys, and Daniel says we are, or at least we try to be. But yeah, I mean, but that's their whole thing. They think that they're the good guys, no matter who it compares to, and like that's their thing. That's their whole thing. And yeah, they could be the good guys, sure. But like, the thing that annoys me is that they're like, yeah, we're the good guys. Like, what? Like, we're always gonna do the right thing. Like, blah, blah, blah. That's what kind of annoys the shit out of me about Daniel and Sam. Sam is like, I have my moments with Sam, but for the most part, Daniel's like, we're good, and I'm like always the good guy, and like blah, 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 and like everyone who's against me is a bad guy, and like, and so that's kind of like what annoys me about Daniel. Sam is like that a little bit. She has her moments where I'm like, okay, yeah, like I can, like, I'm iffy with Sam. Majority of the time she annoys the shit out of me, but sometimes I kind of see it. I kind of like her, whatever, but I highly doubt you remember, but I'm also relying on you to remember because I think I'm finally ready to get back into it. Where the fuck was I with Rizzoli and Isles? Shit, I don't know. I can't remember. I watched a couple of episodes of Rizzoli and Isles the other day. I'm trying to remember because we talked about it. You weren't that far along. You were either only in the first season or like maybe the second season. You weren't that far along into it. Were you at the point where Jane and Maura acted like they were gay together? That's the whole fucking series. That's the whole series. That's why it's like hugely, like, that's like one of the biggest queer-baited shows. Because I watched Rizzoli and Isles. It's one of the shows that I've watched so many times, over and over and over again. And I just, like I said, I just started watching it again the other day. Like, I watched a couple of episodes. And from from episode 1, the fucking pilot, they acted like they were, like gay together. Several times in that same episode. And so, yeah, it's the whole series. The whole series. Normally if someone at someone else, I don't read it, but like I had to read that one because I thought it was funny. Anyway, my daughter's a weirdo. I've literally never seen her jump at any movie. I jumped so bad at the shark movie, The Shallows. She's got the most infectious laugh and had like 30 people cracking up at me. Good for her. I think straight shows are more natural and educational, so they get more seasons. When they are gay, they are only sex scenes without love that I don't even like. Yeah, I mean, agree to disagree. Like, I can see where you're coming from. I know that a lot of like LGBT stuff, especially like lesbian stuff, I think that they do focus a lot on the sex part. But I think it depends on the show. I've seen both sides. Now, if you're talking about the L Word, I mean, the L Word's a lot about sex. I mean, the L Word, though, is a combination of things, but it's like 90% like just sex. There's other good gay shit, too. Chris, you mean the whole series? Yeah, that's what I said. I think I was on season 3. Oh, were you? I can almost probably verbatim tell you each line in each episode of Rizzoli. Like, that's how many times I've seen Rizzoli and Isles. Because in the first episode, I won't do it because I'm not going to sit here for another hour just verbatim like telling you the lines or whatever. But I will tell you a couple of times in the first episode alone when they acted gay towards each other. For one, Rizzoli in the beginning broke her nose. Well, her brother broke her nose when they were playing basketball. And whenever she went to the crime scene, Maura, like, because she asked her, she's like, can you fix my nose? And then so she like held her face and like, yes, I know she was fixing her broken nose. But they like looked intently at each other while she like fixed her broken nose. So there's one scene. And then another scene in that same episode was when Rizzoli was frightened that the guy was after her. And so she went to her house. She went to Iles's house. And she mentioned, she's like, as soon as she opened the door, she was like, why do you always look like you're about to walk on the runway? Which she does. That's Iles. That's like her whole character. But then she comes in and she lays in the bed. And then Maura lays next to her in the bed. And then Rizzoli's like, is this where you tell me that you're attracted to me? And like, so that's a big thing right there. I'm trying to think if there's any others just in the first episode. Like, but I'm telling you, there's so many things in that whole fucking series. And the fact that there's that, like, so much already in the first episode. Yeah. Sorry, had to come out with that. The biggest queer bait in history. Still mad about it because I ship. Oh, Rizzoli and Iles? No, the biggest queer bait was Supergirl. They even wrote the word Supercorp on the scripts. I could also, like, say that Swan Queen was the biggest queer bait. Supercorp, Swan Queen, Rizzles. There's a lot of big queer baits out there. Gay together. Mm-hmm. That's me with One Day at a Time. Do you think bisexual is a series thing or an excuse for gay to be easier? Oh, a serious thing. I don't know why I read it as a series. Do you think bisexual is a serious thing or an excuse for gay to be easier? No, I think it's a serious thing. Anna's bisexual. I'm married to a bisexual person. I think that bisexuality is real. I think you can be attracted and possibly love like the same or opposite sex at the same time. Well, not like at the same time, but you know what I mean. But I think it's real. For me, in my case, I think because I was so... Hold on, I'm adjusting. In my case, it was because I was confused on... because I dated men all the time before that for like... Let's see, I came out as bisexual when I was like 19. So I dated guys ever since I was like 14. So I dated nothing but guys since I was 14. So for about 5 years, that's all I knew. And that being in Bible Belt or whatever. And I think that men are attractive, but I think it took me a while to realize, like, but do you want to have sex with them? And then I'm like, ew, gross, no. Like, But that's just me. But I think because just the way that I was brought up in the environment that I was in and everything, I thought that I was attracted to men sexually. And so that's why I was like, whenever I started realizing that I was also sexually attracted to females, I was like, well, then I'm bisexual. But like I said, until I ended up realizing that I wasn't sexually attracted to men and that I could just find I could find some men attractive. But again, I don't want to have sex with them. And so that's where I had to like figure that out for myself. But I think bisexuality is a real thing. That's also me with First Kill. What's with you with First Kill? When Maura wore Jane's clothes and got hit on by women. Oh, that's another thing. That's another episode. Whenever Mora, like, whenever they went to the gay club, that was like episode 2, or like, oh, what was it? It wasn't episode 2, but it wasn't episode 2, because that's when they played baseball in the beginning, and that was episode 2. But anyway, so it was like one of the first episodes where they went to a fucking gay club. They went to a lesbian, not just a gay club, it was a lesbian club. And so Rizzoli went on a bunch of dates with women in this lesbian club, and then Isles like dressed up like as this waitress or whatever in this lesbian club, and so her boobs were showing, and so like Rizzoli was like, okay, yeah. We'll have to go watch Supergirl. Have fun. Okay. No by erasure here? What? I don't know what you mean by that. I think that if you found the right man, you could be happy. But I don't know. You love only women? Yeah, I mean, I love only women. Took me 21 years to figure that out, but yep, that's who I am. I understand that aspect, but I also think Daniel has a bit of a hero complex, but it makes sense in characters. He was seen as the hero in The Karate Kid, and the other characters were written as villains. Yeah, and I get it, and that's a whole part of the nostalgia. But it's funny because even when I was a kid and I would watch The Karate Kid, I'm like, I don't really think, because like, and I know a bunch of people like, as they like got older, they thought that Daniel was a villain, and not, what's his name? William Zabka? Is that like what his name is? Hold on. Yeah, William Zabka. I was right. What I miss? I don't know. We're just talking about shows like we normally do. In my case, I was pretty young, knowing I liked girls, so I came out as bi because I felt like I didn't want to rule guys out because I was young, and maybe one day I could like a guy, but nope. Yeah, and everyone's case is different. Everyone's life is different. I don't think two people could be the same, you know. I think everyone's got their own thing going on, so I think it would be ignorant for people to believe that everyone should be a certain way. And I'm not saying that anyone's trying to say that at all. I'm just saying, in general, I think it's ignorant thinking to think that people should be one, like all people should be one way. Because that's just not the case. I also really love the dynamic between Sam and Daniel, since they do feel like a father and daughter, thanks to the actors, and they're both impulsive hotheads. I think they are like, yeah, I mean, the way that they wrote those characters, like, they're the same. It's like they're almost the same person. But I like that they did that. Well, I never came out. People just assumed I was gay. I guess I can see why. I think people always thought I was gay too. Yeah, when I came out, like, people were either like, oh, I thought you already came out. Like, they were not shocked about it. Or they were completely shocked and they were like, oh my God, like, no, you're not. Are you? And I'm like, yeah. Like, how did you not know? The weird thing is that the biggest reactions that I got where they were shocked was my two best friends in high school when I told them, like, a couple of years later. And they were like, no, you're not gay. What? I don't know. I don't know why they didn't think, because they were, like, my best friends. But I don't know. I think maybe because we always slept in the same bed or something and I never did anything. So then they were like, what? Or whatever, but I don't know. Bi erasure, denying bi people are bi. I wasn't referring to you, but the commenter. I was saying it won't be tolerated. Oh, okay. Well, I figured you weren't calling me one, but What show are we talking about? I just got here. I don't know, a mixture of things. Cobra Kai mainly, I think. But we talk about random other stuff. It's crazy that Ralph Macchio is older than Thomas Ian Griffith. He really did look 18 in Karate Kid 3, and Silver appeared much older. I watched something the other day where they were talking about the age difference, because Ralph Macchio is older than him, but it's funny because they had to make Silver look 10, because he's supposed to be like 10 to 20 years older than him, because he, like, you know, was in the war or whatever. He's supposed to be around the same age as Kreese. Hey Cass, I'm so sorry, or I'm so late. Sorry. Oh, it's cool. It's cool. There are a lot of people watch series for lesbian sex scenes to excite and make them horny. Forget they can even see cute lesbians like Britt and Santana, Emily and Allison. I am Mara and I am happy. Well, good for you. I'm glad that you're happy, and I agree with you. I think that, like I said, I think that some shows are strictly, whenever they see lesbians, they only want to have, like, they want to put them in these sexual situations, and they only see that side of them. But yeah, I mean, I think there is different cases, like, you know, Brittany and Santana, and Emily. I mean, I never really did ship Emily and Allison, but yeah, I mean, I get that part too. They weren't ever super sexual or whatever either. But yeah, and I think it just depends. I don't know, like, I totally get where you're coming from. I do, because it's hard, even being a lesbian myself, whenever you see lesbian characters only portrayed as, like, sexual, like, super sexual people or whatever, it's a little agitating. Because obviously we're real people, and we don't just have sex all the time. You know, we deal with actual things other than, like, sex. I mean, sex is still a part of it, but it's the same as, I feel like, well, I don't want to say the same as, but, like, it's similar to, like, with straight couples. Straight couples don't always have sex all the time. Gay couples don't always have sex all the time. So it's like, we deal with our own stuff too. So I think you're right. I think that we need to have more than just, like, the sexual aspect to it. But a lot of shows do have only the sexual part because it sells. Sex sells. I knew in high school I was bi, but didn't come out to my parents until I was 31. I'm almost 35 now. Yeah, I didn't know. My parents already knew. They knew when I was young that I was a lesbian, but I didn't really know. I was quite close-minded when I was young, and that was my problem. I was very, very close-minded. But it's just kind of how I was brought up, and like the school system and everything that I belonged to, and, like, everything, my environment, like I said. But until I, like, ventured out, and then I was like, oh shit, the world isn't all black and white, you know. So I have specific memories of, like, when my mind, like, changed, and when I had more of an open mind versus a closed mind, and it changed my world. So the lesbian fan base is horny. Yeah, but not all the time. But yes. Cass, oh my gosh, you should watch Stupid Wife. We've talked about it. So damn good. Must watch and react. Well, because you're late, I was talking about it earlier. I have watched it. I'm caught up. And I feel like Daniel's motivation is warranted. Cobra Kai has corrupted kids, and he is just a family man looking out for his family. I am a Dimitri type of person, and I don't believe in aggression. Yeah, I completely understand where he's coming from. I think that he is a good guy, but the fact that he's like, I'm a good guy, and like, and he just acts like anyone that's kind of on an opposing thought to him or some sort of any opposing side that they're not good, and like he's like, I have to defeat them, and like, ooh, like, and so it kind of annoys the crap out of me. just self-defense. Yeah, I am pretty much that way too. I don't ever really believe in like starting a fight or anything like that, but I do wholeheartedly believe in defending yourself. My late friend was so closeted that everyone assumed I was her boyfriend in high school. I literally never dated any girl I went to school with because I went along with it for her. Her dad was a religious nut, by the way. I know a lot of religious nut cases. Whenever that was the kind of environment that I was talking about that I grew up in. We weren't ever super religious. My grandparents were crazy religious. My grandparents are Mormon and stuff like that. So we grew up around that, but then we got away from it, and then but we were in the Bible Belt, and so we were, like I said, we weren't ever religious. So, but we were around a bunch of religious people, or like religious, like crazy religious people. If some stranger asks me directly, yeah. If they don't ask, okay, cool. I must have missed something there. Damn, you cute. Thank you. In the same YouTube channel, there is a series called The Stripper. Oh my gosh, so hot. I know. I was talking about The Stripper too. This is what happens when you're late, Francesca. Hold on. I have to figure out how to... I don't understand much, but I like your reactions. That's what. Yes, Maria. So thank you. I'm sorry you don't understand much, but appreciate it. Superwife for sure is one of those horny shows. I love the rest of the story, but it's super sexual. Remember the fruit scene? So good. The fruit scene. The fruit scene. And Stupid Wife? I'm trying to remember what fruit scene. I don't think it's all sexual, though. I don't think it's super like, I don't feel like that's their main objective in Stupid Wife, though. I don't feel like it's all sex, and I don't feel like that's the main thing. I think it has a good combination of, like, of everything, you know? I don't like when movies and shows use lesbians purely for sex. It's not even about representation, just something for men to get off to. For example, blue is a warmest color. Well, I think that's what Mara was saying earlier in her comment. Yeah, I completely agree with that. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I like watching that kind of stuff, but I don't want it to just be that kind of stuff, you know? Like, I want real things. What about Below Her Mouth? Okay, let me just say, again, that's another one where it's like, I had to read it. Below Her Mouth is one of the most terrible movies I have ever seen. Not even just on, like, a lesbian standpoint. It is a terrible fucking movie. And if you want to talk about something that is only sexual, that movie is only sexual. But it is a terrible fucking movie. I will say that right now. That is, again, anything I say is my opinion, but it is a terrible fucking movie. Blue is the warmest color, good movie, terrible sex scene. I hated it, and I don't know what that means. AMAB. I haven't seen Blue is a Woman's Color. It just doesn't look like something I would like, though. She was imagining her wife rubbing the fruit on her mouth and getting it extremely sharp. Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. She was eating like a... Was it... She eating like a lemon or something? Because it was like something weird. Like, I guess, I don't think it was probably like a lemon, but it looked like a lemon. It was like a lime or a lemon. It was some sort of citrus fruit or something. I know, I remember what you were talking about. When she was eating the limes at the table. Yeah, I get it. I'm glad that, like, you guys know. Jeez. Speaking of. The rest of my family doesn't know I'm bi. Only my folks, Jess, and siblings. The rest of my family, particularly my dad's side, is super conservative and would tear me apart if they found out. I get that. My grandmother cried, like, had the worst reaction. She cried and freaked out and was like, what did I do to make you this way? And like, blah, blah, and like freaked out. Had a terrible reaction. Now we're okay, and I feel like she loves my wife more than me, so there's that. It's not, but they definitely have some above average sexual content. What are you talking about? Oh, you were talking about Stupid Wife. Yeah. Do you like gore movies? Depends. So if we're talking gore movies, I like gore movies if they actually have like a storyline to them and they actually have other things other than gore. If they're just gore, then I'm bored. It doesn't bother, gore doesn't bother me, but like, I don't know, like have fucking like content, like story to it. I know, it's so bad. Lost Girl was a crappy show, excuse you, but it was so crappy and sexy that ended up being good. There is a YouTube series that you should 100% react to that is Last Life. Oh my gosh. I can kind of see that a little bit. Lost Girl I thought was really great in the beginning, and it started off really, really good, but then it kind of like, it drifted off at the end. My niece hates they never show girl nudity and sex lives of college girls. I told her it'll never happen though, because somebody will say it's objectifying women to get more male viewers. Double-edged sword. I wouldn't say that it would never happen. It's just like, it depends on the show, and it depends on like what they're trying to do with it. In that specific show, I don't necessarily seeing it happen, but I don't know. I mean, it could. You like Crush movie? Yes, I did like Crush. One last thing without spoilers. I think this season is Daniel's best season, where he finally gets some self-actualization, same as his daughter, and tackles the flaws that you pointed out. Hopefully. I don't know. I'm not even halfway through the season yet, so we'll see. Please watch and react to Last Life YouTube series. We'll see. I can't even react to the shit I have on now because I'm so fucking sick all the time. The Crush with Alicia Silverstone? Probably not. Probably not thinking the same movie. There's Crush that came out this year, but it's a lesbian movie. No, that's not the one that you're talking about. It's not The Crush. It's just Crush. What's your favorite genre? Oh, that's tricky. Probably like anything supernatural based. So I love Underworld, love Van Helsing, love The Mummy. Those are like some of my biggest all-time favorite movies. I love anything dark. I just watched, you know what I just watched the other day was The Nightmare Before Christmas. Because I love fucking cartoons, and fucking Tim Burton is amazing. So any cartoon that's like super dark, like The Corpse Bride, oh, I fucking love it. I love dark shit. I love supernatural stuff. For a long time, because of like when I would watch that stuff when I was younger, I kind of wanted to be into like like computer animation and CGI where I would like kind of create that stuff, and I thought it was super cool, but then I kind of went in a different direction. But yeah. Never mind, I'm old, saw original Crush in theater. Yeah. I always knew I was gay, and everybody knew I was gay. And when I was 10, stupidly, I told my mother that I wanted to marry my ballet classmate, and I was to send religious camps every single holiday. I don't know what you mean by that, but yeah, I just when I was young, I don't know. Like, I mean, my parents knew. I was a super tomboy, but at the same time, like, it wasn't just the tomboy stuff. I think I like made comments where I thought like women were like pretty and like whatever and all that. Hold on. Trying to translate. Oh my god, hold on. Let me just do this. First, thanks for translating. Second, my family doesn't know I'm gay, and I'm about to marry your best friend. Aw. Congratulations. Would you want there to be another Underworld movie? No. No, I would not. Because I don't think it would be done right, because the last two, if not the last three, were not done correctly. Probably the last two. Last three would be pushing it. Last two were not done correctly. They were just terrible. The last two they should have stuck with the first three. The first three were amazing, and they should have stopped after that. I think if they wanted to do anything more, then they should have done a book or something. I don't know. My daughter got me hooked on Vampire Diaries. She hates Twilight movies, though, thank God. Vampire Diaries is good. Tim Burton movies are one of the only animated movies I actually like. There are exceptions, but typically I just can't get into animation movies. I love cartoons. Don't get me wrong. I fucking love them. But, love Tim Burton. It's like one of my favorite creators. And being an animator is very tedious work. Yeah. True that too. A lesbian is good in bed. I won't say no. I'm a woman called Mara, and I like good sex with a good damsel, but I like cute couples like Britney and Santana. I see sex, I go straight to sites. To see sex, I go straight to sites. Okay, so yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying because I get it. Because a lot of, for some reason, lesbian stuff, it's like borderline porn. So I get it. I just think we deserve more representation in the, we deserve more representation out there, not just the sex. When I was young, my mom and siblings would always ask if I was gay and call me out on it. Then when I came out, my sister, she told me I was too young to know, which defies logic. I don't think that I don't think that you could be too young to know if you're gay or straight. One of our really, really good friends, she knew she was gay when she was like 4. I think she's like that's when she knew. I mean, so I don't think I think that, but for me, my thing is I just think that sexuality is like I think a lot of times sexuality is very fluid. So I think that you could, I think that you could, and I think that you could change, like your mindset could change, because I believe people can change. So I think that you could be gay and then change to straight, or be straight, change to gay, and be like genuinely thinking that you are. So the only thing with being so young and thinking that you're one way is that you could, I mean, yeah, if you say that you're that one way, then you're that one way. But I think that over time you could change into something different, or you could stay the same. I don't know. But I don't think age really has anything to do with it. Like, so I was too young to know, but I wasn't too young for you to know. Yeah. Have you seen House of the Dragon? She is giving me, I think it's Raynara. Is it Raynara? Is giving me non-binary vibes. I have, excuse me, another one. I haven't watched it yet because, geez, Anna and I want to watch it together, but because I've been sick, we just haven't had time to really watch it together. Have you seen The Hunchback of Notre Dame? Well, yeah. Of course. They better get back together in November, damn it. Ooh. Probably missed something. Catholic Opus Dei church camps was religious retreats, but it was subconsciously a conversion therapy camp that made me hate myself and be a mean girl, and I even bullied my wife. A lot of self-hate. Aww. I couldn't imagine going to a camp where they did that, but I knew around 4'2", but I obviously didn't know or understand labels yet. I wasn't like, I'm gay. I was like, that girl is attractive. Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, that could happen. Oh, how's pregnancy going, by the way? Sorry, I got here late. Not a lot of good. I'm just waiting to get past the first trimester because I'm like trying to get away from this sickness for the most part. It's pretty much where I'm at. So, yeah. Tomorrow's 10 weeks. I have a little bit of a belly. Like I said, I have a little belly. But it's me. I just gotta get past this sickness. I took my last injection shot this morning, so hopefully in the next couple days I start like going back to normal. The sex scenes between Alex and Piper were delicious, but the 2022 sex scenes in the series are so boring. And I, as a woman named Mara, I don't like just that focus. I get it. I think a lot of us don't either, you know? I mean, I don't want to speak for other lesbians, but no lie, I realized I was gay watching that Ellen sitcom. I don't really know, and I when I realized it, I think, well, it was really I had a dream that I was being, because really my turning point was, I went on this date. It was a group date. Well, it wasn't even a group date. It was a double date. I went on a double date with, I was on a date with a woman who we just okay, so it's a little complicated. So I went to go hang out with my friends, and they were engaged at the time. And so it was just the three of us. And we were at this restaurant/bar, and the way that the tables were seated was like we were really close, but there was a girl that was sitting at, I don't think she was sitting at the table next to us, but she was like she was still pretty close. I think there was like one table in between us or whatever, and she was alone, and she was reading a book or something, and I thought she was really pretty, and so my friends were like, you should go ask her to come join us or whatever. And I was like, no, that's fine. Like, we're just hanging out, like, whatever, you know. And they were like, no, do it. So I didn't do it. My friend, the girl, she like got up and went over there, and then she told her that I thought that she was like cute, which I did, but I didn't want like, oh, whatever. I didn't want that whole like thing to happen or whatever. But anyway, so she came over and she joined us, and then we went to another bar. And I got hit on by the bouncer, and because he, again, because I'm a very curvy girl and I'm a white girl, like, so I don't really have, like, he wasn't, I'll just say this, he wasn't white, so he was like complimenting me on the fact that I was a white girl that was curvy and I have a butt. So I was like, yeah, I was like, thank you. I was like, but you know, I'm just hanging out with friends tonight or whatever. And so we went to go eat, and then anyway, like, nothing really happened. We went on a couple of dates, but like nothing really happened anyway. So but that night, that same night, I had a dream of like the same instance, like the same thing. I was on that date, we went to that bar, and that guy, but that instead, like in my dream, the guy got mad, and he's like, what, am I like not your type? And I was like, no, because you're a dude. And then I woke up and I was like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. So, yeah, that's my turning point, I think, when my subconscious was like trying to tell me that I wasn't interested in men. But, yep. I heard that The Hunchback of Notre Dame is going into live action. A lot of this stuff is going into live action right now. Leighton and Alicia, Sex Live Season 2 starts in November. I can't wait. Hold on. Where am I at? It keeps moving! Right, I'm off to sleep now. Very late here in the UK, so speak soon. Yeah, I will see you next week. Have yet to find a show that kept me interested the whole time. I get that. Also, Gal Gadot is supposed to play the evil queen in the upcoming Snow White movie. Oh my god. Oh, I'm so watching it. Hope you feel better soon. You haven't felt good for some weeks now. No, I haven't. I've felt like shit for pretty much like 2 months now. It's been the whole pregnancy where I felt like shit. And even a little bit before pregnancy. So I'm really hoping, everyone keeps telling me, like, once you get out of the first trimester, you'll be fine. So that, and the injections are now over, so. Have you been continuously hit on by men before, even though they knew you are a lesbian? If so, how did you handle it? By the way, congrats on the baby. Yes and no. I think a lot of times I just didn't realize I was being hit on. I mean, that guy was, he was coming on to me pretty hard, so that's how I knew. Because for the most part, whenever guys hit on me, I'm like, thanks. And then I'm like I walk away. I don't know if it happened more when I came out, or I don't know. I don't think so. I got hit on a couple of times where, especially when the guys were like, well, I can change you. And I'm like, ew, gross. No, you can't. But for the most part, I feel like it was before I came out when I got hit on the most by men. I got hit on by a lot of butch lesbians. All the time. Actually, like, I wouldn't say all the time, but like before I came out and after I came out. I don't know. I don't know if I just attract butch lesbians or what. I don't know. I just know that I watched Buffy and my siblings are super young. Any other scene, it was normal. Distance from the TV, and when Dawn was on screen, I would have gotten even closer to the TV. I get it. Oh my gosh, I love how... Oh my gosh, I low-key ship Rhaenyra and Alicent and House of the Dragon. I so know it's impossible canon, but I ship them. Is it wrong? I don't know. I haven't watched it yet. Congrats. Thank you. Me and my wife named Fina Tricky want children, but we are afraid of getting sperm in the vagina. I'm afraid it hurts and my name. You don't have to say your name all the time, and you're afraid of it. I mean, it doesn't. Depends on how you want to be pregnant, I guess. We went the fertility route, so it doesn't hurt. I mean, it's uncomfortable because you get equipment and everything up there because they got to do their thing, but it doesn't really hurt. Oh, no. Radar and Alicia are adorable and so lesbian vibes, but we know she ends up with Damon? I don't know. I haven't watched it yet, but have you heard of The Imperfects on Netflix? No. Well, I mean, somebody mentioned it earlier, but I haven't watched it. Okay, guys, I probably have to end it here because my voice is, like, starting to go out. So, I have horrible game. I told a girl at a bar that I thought she was cute and I loved her eyes. She said she likes my purse, and that's all she noted. I'm a little butthurt. I'm sorry. Happens. It happens to all of us. My late friend literally just kissed me out of nowhere at the mall and said, nah, not happening, Daniel. I'm definitely gay. Want to get lunch? And I was like, what the fuck? Lady behind us was cracking up. Anyway, that's how she came out. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that she kind of used you to come out, but this shit happens. I went, the last time I was with a guy, it was a one-night stand, and, like, in the midst of, like what was going on, I was like, yeah, I'm gay. I'm definitely gay, but anyway, so, yeah, we're finishing Cobra Kai. Hopefully I can get it done by next week. Hoping I feel better. The next episode will come out tomorrow. What else? That's probably it. Maybe Back to Dark and Pretty Little Liars. But, anywho. But yeah, I will see you guys next week. I hope you have a nice night and a good week. All that jazz. Anywho. Bye, guys.